This is lesson 54, categorical data and frequency tables. We've done frequency tables and histograms already. Remember doing that? So, but we've only dealt with numbers, right? We dealt with like, how long does your phone battery last? And then we put people into groups, and then we kind of organized it, and we made that bar graph. Remember doing that?
No.
Okay, well, look back on your video if you don't remember. Okay, it's on YouTube. Okay, Becca, like this video. Okay, if you want to go back. Don't dislike the video. Okay. Bless you. Okay, anyways. So, we're instead of talking about numbers, categorical data is like putting things into categories that are non-numerical, like eye color, or shoe brand, or anything with names or brands or anything like that you want to compare, okay? So, that have multiple values. So, we have, shoes, I could see that are Vans, Chucks, Nikes. Are those Vans? Okay. What are those? Under Armour. Okay, so there's a multiple variety of brands, okay? And we could see the frequency of how often people wear different types of shoes and stuff. So we're not talking about numbers. We're still talking about numbers of how often it happens, but we're not talking specifically about like length of hours that a phone lasts. Okay, we're looking at brands like, what kind of phone do you have? iPhone 5, iPhone 6, iPhone 4, iPhone 1. I don't know. Okay, so these are the steps. Pause the video. I'm going to keep going. Here we go. So, I could take a survey of shoe brands, okay, I just talked about. So, let's see, what are the different shoe brands? Raise your hand if you have Vans. Okay, so we got Vans, so. Just watch right now, okay? Vans, raise your hand if you have a different brand. What brand do you have? Converse, okay. Raise your hand if you have a different brand from the two up here.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Okay, rainbows. Raise your hand if you have a different brand on right now. Yep. Nike. Shh. Raise your hand if you have a different brand. Yep. Under Armour. Any other brands? Okay, I'm going to put that as other, okay? That's fine. Under Armour is part of other. Okay, now I'm going to take a survey. I'm going to see the frequency of how often your brands pop up. What do you have? Okay, so you remember doing a frequency table back in the day?
Yeah.
Remember doing this?
I do tallies.
Okay, so you said what? Vans. So I'm going to do a tally mark. What do you got?
Under Armours.
Those are other. What do you got?
Converse.
What do you got? What do you got?
Converse.
What do you got? Hey! What do you got?
Nikes.
What do you got?
Converse.
What do you got?
Vans.
Oh.
Shh. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
Fans.
What do you got?
Vans.
What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? Nike?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Nike.
Okay, cool. So I just took a survey, right? And I did the frequency. How often are brands coming up? Am I dealing with any numbers yet? No numbers, right? So that was my frequency chart, and I'm still going to make a histogram, but my intervals are not the intervals, but my categories, which is just the names of my brands. So I'm just going to make a an XY table, and then instead of the numbers, I'm going to put the categories. So we had Vans, Converse. Next one was rainbows. Next one was Nike. I'm just going to use abbreviations because no space. And then other. Okay? So. And then we know what's the highest amount of tally marks on any of them? 6. So I have to go up to 6 somehow. So we have, let's just divide this into 2, 4, 6, nice and even. You see how I use my graph paper. And then I just write them down. So his bands was 6, so I'm going to go with my straight edge and just go 6. And then go to the next one, which is Converse is 3, so across and down. Okay, next one was Rainbows is 1, across, down. Next one is Nike, which is 4. And then other is 3. Okay. So this is a histogram of now the different types of shoes. Okay. That's it. That's all you have to do for number 1, right? Pretty easy, right? So you could see, like, okay, which shoe size is the biggest? If you're not really good at tally marks, what do most kids get? Vans, right? And then what's the second highest? Nikes. That's surprising. I thought it'd be Chucks or Converse. And then we have Other and Converse are the same, and then Rainbows are the least right now. Now, why do you think Rainbows might be the least right now? Because it's wintertime. They only make sandals, right? I have 2 pairs of Rainbows at home. I love Rainbows. So I don't wear them unless, I'm in my warm house or it's summertime, right? So that's how we do that. Let's do another one. Number 2, let's say the survey was done already, okay? How do we do it again? You organize your categories, okay? So we have iPhone 4, iPhone 5, iPhone 6, and iPhone 6 Plus. So I'm going to just make a 6 and 6 Plus. I'm making a frequency table. And it's already tallied for me, so you wouldn't have to tally it, but you could just put, okay, 4, just rewrite it, 4, organize your data, 12, 32, and 8, okay, and then you'd make your histogram. Okay, and then the largest number is 32, so I have to go up to 32 somehow. So I'm going to go by 8s here. So you got 8, 16, 24, 32. And then the categories are not the numbers, but now the names. So we have iPhone 4, so I'll put IP4, IP5. That sounds funny. iPhone. IP6, IP6 Plus. Okay? Whatever that means. Okay? No, that's iPhone. So now we plot our points, right? So using our straight edge, we got 4 for the iPhone 4. 4 people have that. And then we have iPhone 5, there's 12 people. It's kind of hard on here, but you could do a nicer job on your paper. And then then we had for the iPhone 6, 32 people have that. I don't like that. Nope. And then 6 Plus we have, what's the last one? 8? Okay. Anyways, we can see clearly, most people have what? iPhone what? 6. And since we drew it to scale, you see I'm going from 8, 16 to 32. You could see, is there like a few more people that have iPhone 6s or a lot more people? A lot, right? So if I ran a business, let's say I sold cases, right? And let's say I had like a store and I sold like accessories, right? I sold all sorts of stuff. But I also sold cases. When I order cases from my supplier, am I going to order a lot of iPhone 6 cases or a little? A lot. And so I should probably have a variety, right? When I got my phone last week, I went to the store and there was like 2 sections of iPhone 6 stuff, right? And it was almost empty. And then there was like a lot of iPhone 5, and then there was a lot of iPhone 6 Plus. So as a supplier, you want to be ready, because what happens if you don't have enough product or enough supplies? Can you sell things you don't have? Can you make money on things you can't sell? No, you can't. So, you have to play smart, right? You don't want it to be sitting there. A lot of times as a manager, if you own a business, you want to be able to take the product and sell it quick. You want to have stuff that sells, okay? So you don't want to have a lot of other stuff. So that's why you take surveys. This is very practical, okay? Anyways, that's how you do numbers 1 and 2. Any questions? Do this on your papers, since it's a little bit more writing involved. Number 3, okay? Let's say, now I took the data for you, okay? But tonight's homework, you're going to have to actually go find data. And it's really easy. So, just like yesterday, remember how we collected data for our little class activity? Okay, so let's say I asked all my students in this period, I said, hey, how many of you have brown eyes, how many have green? And so I took let's say that's our frequency table right there, okay? I want you to make a histogram with the data, okay? So I'll start you off. Your histogram should look like this. No, those are just dashes to divide the data. Those are not negatives. How could you have negative 17 brown eyes? Okay? And you should divide it. So this is up to 17. So I'm going to go up to 20s. So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. Shh. Everyone's writing this down and doing the problem. I'm going to check on your work in about a minute, okay? I'm going to put BR for brown, and then green will be GR, blue will be BL, and then last but not least is custom, which means like they're wearing custom contacts, okay? 2 people have custom, those cool contacts that have like cool colors. So on 3, yours should look like this. Oh, 2 apart. And last is to you. So number 4, again, if you didn't get it or you're finishing it up. We're going up to 35, so maybe we should go by 7s, maybe? We're going to go by 7s. It doesn't matter what scale it is, you just have to be on a consistent scale. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Okay, because my largest one's 35. And then just create our categories: Starbucks, coffee bean, and tea leaf. Next one is Pete's. And last is like other, like a private company, like a small coffee shop. So again, you just create your line. So you got 35. Next one's 30. Next one is 20. I'm doing this a little bit differently. And the last one is 10. That's it. Okay? So yours looked like that. I came around and it looked great. That's all. So this will conclude today's lesson. Please talk to your neighbor about the following questions. Go.